Okay, here comes video on Sunday the 16th of March 2025, just gone 12:32 p.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So it's the weekend, time for another weekend futures market recap, where I go through 15 of the largest futures markets and I show you what I'm seeing on my charts. Apologies, this video is coming out late. I normally record these videos on Saturday, but we had a very busy Saturday, so I'm doing this Sunday morning here in Hawaii. So, a very important week this week. I think next week's also going to be very important. We had a setup for a reversal on Thursday, but it's not all over, so we're going to show you that. First of all, starting with the tick bar charts, 13,500 tick bar chart of the mini, and then we'll go through the daily chart all the way down, and I'll be able to explain why I think we've got another test move down. But here we go, 13,500 tick bar chart, and this is the super important one where we've got better Pro-Am and better momentum, and where are the professionals active. We're looking for super high average trade size with blue professional bars, and we got that signal on Thursday down here at the lows. We also had that last Friday, and that's what caused a nice little rally into the close on Friday. It is all to match this. The highs that we made a few weeks ago were super high average trade size here, and these highs at 6,200 up here. We need a similar matching signal. We've had a couple of attempts at this, but last week's did not come with exhaustion sell, so we haven't had that capitulation volume. But when we went through Friday's lows, we caused that the Monday, Tuesday, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, flush patterns. We came down again with more exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, and then we plumbed the lows here, and we got a nice little setup with those big pro bars coming in here at the lows. And you can see it did come with less selling, so we have higher lows being made in better momentum. So we've got a divergence happening there, and that was Thursday. Put out a tweet as that was happening to say look out, and we had a nice little exhaustion buy pattern here that was triggering trailing stops and getting this move going. We tested briefly, and then we had a strong rally day on Friday. I'm just going to turn on this new squeeze indicator here, which shows us these patterns. So the blue boxes show us when the professionals are making new highs or new lows. They're driving the activity, and we're looking for turns around there. As soon as we get a sign of strength or a sign of weakness after one of those patterns, we get these vertical dotted lines here. So that was a nice little setup for a rally on Friday, but it faded. The one on Thursday actually took hold, and we had a continuation on Friday, which was good. But we got a reverse setting up here. We had some weakness on better momentum, but let's talk about that in a couple of charts here. So that was what was important on Thursday's activity down here, that low, and this little rally that we've had since then. So that's the tick bar chart there. Let us now go to the daily chart and go down from that time frame. So here on the daily chart, you can now see that we've got blue professional bars coming in at the lows, and we've trailed up the stop on better Pro-Am, which is great. And we've got an exhaustion reading here over 6 million, which will trigger an exhaustion pattern when we get confirmation. This needs to run probably another day, reach a certain level that'll trigger that was actually confirmed exhaustion sell signal down there. So it'll look similar to this pattern here. Exhaustion sell, blue professional bars come in, we trail the stop. That's good for a level that we should see a bounce. We're also going to get cyclical support come in on the intermediate time frame here. So we've overshot on the daily time frame. Cyclical support here, we're going to be caught by cyclical support because those lines here, the slightly thicker lines have crossed. We've got the red bar, the fast line, moving above the slow line, and we'll get confirmation the next day or so that is a cyclical support on the intermediate time frames. So that's important, that's good. But as we go down these time frames, you'll be able to see that. So the 135 minute chart, there are exactly 3 135 minute bars in a day session of the Emini. You can see on this chart we are well below cyclical support on the low and the intermediate time frame, and we have not put in pullback to end of trend. Yes, on the highest time frame we got this cyclical cross, which is the equivalent of this intermediate time frame. So on the highest time frame here, yes, we're going to get across there, but we'll need to put in a pullback to end of trend at least on the lowest time frame. And we've traveled so far past the intermediate time frame that we might have to put in pullback to end of trend, or maybe resistance to support, at least another down leg to make into this. So this has got to come back up. You can see these lines here, the lowest time frame. These lines are traveling up, and they need to cross at 100 plus 100 and then that'll be the energy will flip to the downside there on that lowest time frame, and we'll put in pullback to end of trend. So somewhere between here and, I mean, it's quite a long ways away, 59.76 or 6,000. So somewhere in this vicinity, we'll put in that pullback resistance, and we'll go down and make pullback to end of trend. So this is all good in terms of blue professional bars coming in on this time frame into those lows. So that's nice. On the 45-minute chart, though, you can see here the blue professional bars, those exhaustion patterns happened days ago, the last move down. We've not had an exhaustion sell pattern down here at the lows, and the trailing stop is miles away. So we'll need to see some blue professional bars coming on this time frame. And here you can see on intermediate time frame that I'm worried about. We've got to come back, put in pullback to end of trend on at least on that intermediate time frame. So that's the 45-minute chart, and then the 15-minute chart. Yeah, all those blue professional bars, they're miles away. The move this week was testing into those lows. We had Rambo patterns. Yeah, we had a nice sell signal on this time frame, but it didn't generate the exhaustion pattern, the read that we had the previous week. And you can see the stop is miles away. We've got to go see some blue professional bars on this 15-minute chart here. And so there's that support on the highest time frame here. Yes, we put in some pullbacks to end of trend on the lowest time frame. I don't think we put one on the intermediate down here. No, but we need to come back, and when these lines come together, the highest time frame here, so we've got another 300 points somewhere in this region that will put in a resistance pullback to end of trend move on this 15-minute chart. It's possible that that'll come with blue professional bars. We'll rally up into blue professional bars on the 15-minute chart, and then we'll push down again and maybe get an exhaustion sell signal. Remember, we've got FOMC on Wednesday this week. Possibly that is the catalyst for that move, but we've got to put in that test. This trailing stop on Better Pro-Am is too far away. We've got to see blue professional bars, and this has got to be trailed down. We're still in a downtrend on this 15-minute chart. So there we go. Some thoughts on the E-mini. Yes, it was a nice setup on Thursday and the continuation rally on Friday, but we've got to have another move down. I think it's going to be ugly because we need to get exhaustion sell signals here and rattle everybody out finally. Okay, let us look at the futures, and we'll start with the Forex markets. Here's the rally that we had last week on the euro. I'm just looking at the highest time frame chart in terms of Better Pro-Am and Better Momentum here. So this is my usual 4-chart setup. We've got the low time frame 500 tip bar chart on the euro, and the higher time frame 1500 tip bar chart. We got Better Sine Wave looking at the price activity on both charts, and we got Better Pro-Am, Better Momentum looking at the volume activity. So I'm just concentrating on this, and we had this super strong rally last week in the euro. A beautiful setup here. We had blue professional bars into the lows down here, and then we started this rally, and we maxed out this week. So we had super high average trade size into 110 on the euro up here at the highs. You can see up here, here's the background in blue. So we should be looking for some shorting activity here on the euro this week. Let's see what happens with that. British pound, same thing. 2 weeks ago, set up for this rally, super high average trade size here at the lows. And there we get the rally last week, and then into these highs you can see that we got blue professional bars at those highs. We had a spike up to 130, and we're starting to weaken. There's the background in blue, super high average trade size. We have not had a break through this low here to give us a signal that we've got a sign of strength yet. So a break of 129, you could see some profit taking in the British pound. But this week it's just been pushing and pushing, testing into those highs, getting ready for a little bit of reversal there. Aussie dollar this week doing a little bit of nothing. We had the weakness at the end of last week, but we caught at this point here. So we don't know what we're doing at the moment. We're backwards and forwards here. So let's see if that follows the euro and the British pound this week, because we did have the last time we had professional activity at highs and lows was up here. Japanese yen, so there we go. Japanese yen also topped out this week. Exhaustion buy patterns, blue professional bars here. We've sold off, we've come back, had another sign of weakness at this point here. So let's see if it continues down on the Japanese yen this week. 10 years doing nothing. We're just waiting and waiting. We have blue professional bars down here at the lows. We tested again into that level exhaustion sell. We've come down and we're just sitting at this ledge. So let's see if that holds. I think again FOMC will drive this activity. The market doesn't know whether the Fed's going to hold or raise or lower rates there at all. So that's interesting. nothing much happening there. But gold, oh my lord, gold, look at this rally into 3,000 that we had this week. Unbelievable. Set up 2 weeks ago, there we go, blue professional down bars into those lows. We had a signal. We didn't have any blue professional bars really taking profits. One little one here, but not much taking profits. They were buying the dip and then they forced it down here into a little bit of a gotcha pattern, and then it took off to the upside. But you can see up into these highs, super high average trade size, the background's in blue, and everybody's excited about gold, but watch out. We haven't had exhaustion buy at these points here, but we've got a little bit of profit taking happening at the moment, so that could be nasty this week. But that was a great move into psychological level, 3,000 on gold. Silver followed it up, same thing 2 weeks ago, the low being made, blue professional bars down here, we get the move going. This is where we have blue professional bars one after the other, down here at the lows, and then getting the move going. The background's in red, we rally. We had a little bit of weakness at the beginning of this week, no blue professional bars taking profits at the highs. Then the market got going again, and now almost at 35. We've got exhaustion buy patterns happening in silver, blue professional bars taking profits at those highs, and a little bit of weakness there. So it's been a super good rally. But just like the euro and the British pound the week before, the rallies happened this week. I would just leave it this week and not touch it, because it needs to settle and decide the next direction. Bitcoin, now Bitcoin this week at the moment is making lows down here at 78. Again, super high average trade size, blue professional bars down here at the lows. We set off the highs. We're sitting this weekend 83s, 84s at the moment. We're in an uptrend, but it hasn't broken through that 85 level early in the weekend, where it was just nudging up against this 84.5 level and just did nothing and nothing. A lot of amateur bars at the moment. Let's see if we get through 85. The background's in red, so we're in an uptrend on Bitcoin there. Crude, now crude, there's a little bit of detail in the coding of this squeeze indicator that we don't generate signals when we have blue professional bars right at a change in the pro line here. I don't know, I might take that out of the conditions, but here we go. We've got blue professional bars at the lows here at 65, and that's important. Testing down here. We've had our exhaustion, sell, bullish divergence down here. No blue professional bars taking profits at the moment, sitting at 67. We're in an uptrend in limbo at the moment on crude, but I'd look for a break above 67.50. 68 to show us we're in an uptrend here on crude. So that's an interesting setup for this week. This week, natural gas, I mean, we gapped up. The blue professional bars came in and it just dove down here to $4. Blue professional bars coming at the lows, super high average trade size here, testing at the moment, trying to break into an uptrend down here. We've had exhaustion, sell, bullish divergence. So let's see if natural gas holds at $4 and starts to break into another uptrend. Copper was quite good this week. We bounced off Rambo patterns here into these highs. No blue professional bars at the highs, so we're still in an uptrend on copper. Corn set up last week for a rally, but has fizzled at the moment. We're signaling weakness and a downtrend at the moment, so let's see if corn continues to sell down past 456 down here. Soybeans looking good for a rally this week. So last week we had new lows being made by blue professional bars. We set up for a little bit of a rally. It didn't go anywhere, reversed, and we came back down and tested, and now we've got exhaustion sell down here with blue professional bars, and we've set off to the upside. So this is blue professional bars, exhaustion buy, getting the move going. So we need continuation through 1020 to show us that the soybeans is still continuing to rally. And wheat also started to set up. It's doing nothing at the moment. Super high average trade size. Come in there. Got a background in blue. No exhaustion buy patterns up here at the highs. So let's wait and see if that continues to rally through those highs there on wheat this week. So there we go, a rip around the charts. This for me is the most important one, the 15-minute chart, the E-mini. So let's see, we're going to go find resistance on this highest time frame here and then push down again, see blue professional bars and exhaustion sell most likely on this chart. So let's see how that sets up. And remember, FOMC is on Wednesday. That's going to be really important. Let's see if the Forex charts weaken this week. Crude's interesting for setup, so crude might rally as well. Plenty going on. I hope you're looking forward to next week's trade.